All right, we are live. Hey, everybody, how you doing? So I got a couple of really special guests today. I think it'll be a really great show, really great video interview. So hopefully you stick around, watch the whole thing, participate, ask questions, get involved. Really good. So I got Tom Garvey, the keto cook, on here, and we got Mike Ketorific Journeys here as well. So I don't know. Did you change the name, Mike, or is it?
I did. I think about changing it back. I had a couple of folks say, "Oh, your name's too long," and I listened to them. I think I should have just told them to bugger off.
Well, whatever. It's nice to have your name in there, So But anyway, so it's Mike's Ketorific. I'm going to call you Mike's Ketorific Journey.
That'll work.
Mike's been on the channel before, a couple weeks ago actually. He actually helped me out coming on the channel. And then this is Tom's first time, so maybe we can have Tom talk a little bit about his journey. How did he come involved with keto? And kind of start off with that, and then we can go down to Mike, and he can refresh us.
Yeah, Tom. I see Tom starting his European tour. He's got the hat.
You know what? I was going to run to the store first before I went on. I said, better not. My luck. Everybody, Alan, thank you so much for having me on, and I really do appreciate it. We've been, since my journey started, I've been with Alan, and me and Mike sort of came up together. So it's almost like a reunion week type of thing. I started back in 2015, 2016-ish, and I was a little over 300 pounds. Okay, I had a lot of metabolic problems. I had so-called heart problems. I was battling bladder cancer, and just type 2 diabetes, and just was like, felt like crap. So what I did was when I started in, the medications and stuff that they were putting me on. There again, I'm not a doctor, and I don't bash doctors or anything like that. But I didn't like the way I was going with things. Okay, it was chasing pills and stuff. So I started doing keto, and to my surprise, I lost 44 pounds in a couple months, and I started feeling really good. That was the whole idea. It wasn't really about losing weight. I knew that was going to follow. Okay, but it was trying to get my health back. I broke my leg and just had to walk with a cane. It just was a mess. So you hit that certain age, and either you can change things, or you can just sit on the couch and feel sorry for yourself. Well, I did that for almost a year, and then I started saying, "Well, poor me," And I'm a retired chef, so I would make my own pizzas and all the high carb foods I would eat. So when I turned around and said, "Poor me," and I started eating again. Well, like everybody else knows, I lost 44 pounds, but then I gained back 62.
Yeah, wow.
So I put on another 22 pounds from where I started. So long story short, moved out here to Las Vegas, and I was determined that I was going to stick with this, and I went clean keto. And when I say clean keto, I mean, everybody comes back at me at that a little bit. I don't eat anything from a box. Okay. I even went carnivore for about 6 months, just to do the elimination, to see what bothered was the problem. And it was high sugar and high carbs. So I stay away from that. As of right now, I lost 58 pounds. I went from 13 medications down to 3.
That's amazing.
I'm moving around. I feel great, and I made great friends.
That's one of the best parts about it, right? So you get your health back, plus you're meeting a lot of great people. So
I'm 68.
So Cheryl stopped by. So Cheryl Davis stopped by. Say hi, Cheryl, and then
Cheryl.
Rick from Twin Brook Acres is here as well. So hey Rick.
Hello, people.
So
So the bottom line is that I'm doing things that I never thought I would do again.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling good. I mean, that's get the inspiration from everybody else that's doing it. So
yeah, and I think all three of us are in that same age bracket where we're not young guys anymore.
No.
So
I got socks older than a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah, same here. Probably underwear that's older, right?
Yeah.
But so Mike, talk to a little bit about what's going on with you and a little bit about your journey and so far and where you're at, and
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
Mike.
Mike.
What? I identify as an old man.
Yeah.
My pronouns are who and what.
Okay. All right.
But
do you want me to call you who or what?
Either one. I'll answer the hey you.
Okay.
But I back in 2018, I went to the doctor, and I was weighing right at 350, and he said, "Well, cut your carbs and see what happens." So I cut my carbs, and I lost a few pounds. And so I went back to him, and he said, "Well, you're down some pounds." He said, you cut your carbs? I said, yeah. He said, how much? And I told him, well, not a lot, but a little bit, just to make a difference. And he said, you ever thought about keto? I said, well, my daughter did it, and she lost a lot of weight, but she was doing it by herself, and she had small kids, and so she wasn't able to stick with it. And he said, well, I do it. There's about 4 or 5 doctors here in the building that do it, and we love it. I think you probably love it too and benefit from it. And I said, okay. He said, and I'm not doing this for the weight loss. The weight loss is secondary. And I said, well, what is it for? He said, health. He said, you're going to see a big improvement in your health by doing it. And the weight loss will be a byproduct of that. And I said, okay, all right. I said, I'm going to go do it. I said, let me have time to research it, and then I'll implement it. And he said, okay. So I went home and I told my wife, I said, Paige, what do you think about doing the keto? And she said, is that what Heather did? And I said, sure is. And he goes, well, she did lose a lot of weight. I said, doctor's the one suggested it, so why not? And she said, let's do it. So I got rid of everything starchy in the house, everything. If it was starchy, it went out of the house. And I gave it to my daughter. She said, I'll take it all. And so she got it all. And I'm talking about, we had bags, grocery bags full of stuff that she got. Well, so we went on it, and I started losing. Paige started losing. And she is down 70 pounds, and I'm down 110.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and I am kind of stalled out. I am really kind of stalled out. Not really I wouldn't call it it's been too long to be a plateau. It's kind of a stall. So I got to figure out how I'm going to break it. I have had some stalls before, and I broke them, but this one has been stubborn as the devil. And so, but, I look at it this way. Even if you're in a stall and you're not losing weight, if you ain't gaining it back, you winning. So
that's very true. That's very true.
I'm not going to complain. And so, and been doing that ever since. Do I have starchy meals sometimes? Yeah, I do. But it's a few and far between. And when I do, it's usually one meal. And then let's move on to the next step. Because if you linger, you're going to backslide, and it's not going to be pretty. Well, like Tom said, it wasn't pretty when he had his. You're going to go up again, and you're going to go past where you were. So, I have no regrets. It's one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life.
Yep. Totally agree.
Do you guys find it really? It's interesting because I had a conversation with my daughter, my oldest daughter, and she had mentioned to me about she was talking to someone about doing it, and she's not doing it. My other daughter is, but my oldest one's not. So, but she's thinking about it. I guess, because my daughter's had success. I've had a lot of success for it, and she was telling someone about it. And the first thing they said is, it's not sustainable. So
Yeah,
do it.
yeah,
And get all the way
yeah.
back. So what do you guys say to that? When you hear,
Here's what I say. Okay, I don't have to redact any my address or my name on it, but I will hold up my blood results. I'll hold up my labs. Okay, I have the before labs and I have the after labs. Okay, for my blood work. That speaks everything.
Yeah.
So and that's
yeah.
I even try. Well, from being from Vegas now, so I'll have to throw a little bet on it. You want to go for $100 and we'll compare notes. And usually people back away from it. You know what I mean? But it's sustainable. I mean, it's a lifestyle. When people put the label on as it's a diet, right away restrictions come. There is some restrictions, sugar. Okay, but once you get yourself into the mode of guess what, I have no cravings. Craving means that you didn't cross over yet. So I'm at the level now where sugar was up here. Okay.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden it's evened out where ketones and the glucose is working together now.
Yep.
So everything's good. Feel good.
Yeah.
I got a way that I responded out, and this is the way I told my doctor. I go to a new doctor now. When I turned 65 and went on Medicare, I had to change doctors because the place I was at, I was on Kaiser, and that doctor, he's the one that gave me the idea to get on keto. He was with Kaiser, so I had to leave them because the state of Georgia where I retired from didn't have a deal with Kaiser for a Medicare supplement plan for it. So I went with that and with the other doctor, and I had gone to this doctor before, and before I lost all the weight. And the first time I went in, he was for a physical, and he looked at it and he goes, "Wow, you have lost a bunch of weight since you were coming here before." And I said, "Yes, sir, I have." And he goes, "Wow, that's impressive. You look great." And I said, thank you. And he said, "So how'd you do it?" And I told him, "Keto." And he said, "Well, keto is not sustainable." And I said, "Really?" I said, "You just said I look great." And he said, well, yeah, you do, but you can't keep it up. I said, "Okay." Started this in 2018, and that was at that time 3 years ago. I said, "So when can I expect for this unsustainability to kick in?" And he said, 3 years? And I said, "Oh yeah, and I can bring you tons and tons of people who have been on it for longer than that." I said, "If I was you, let me make some recommendations of some information that you need to go out and research so that you know about keto, because I don't think you really understand it." And so he said, "Oh no, I understand it." I said, "Yeah, I don't think you do." And so he said, "Well," he said, "I won't argue with success. I won't argue with success, and you obviously are having success." And I said, "Well, thank you." But the same guy, this last time, he said, he said, "I love your numbers. All the numbers are great." He said, "But right here, you have ketones." And I said, "Well, I would hope so." And he said, "What do you mean?" I said, "I do keto." And he said, "Well, I know, but ketones are not good." I said, "No, ketoacidosis is not good."
Right.
And he said, "Well, yeah, but it's a quick trip to that." I said, "Not if you manage it right. Not if you." And he said, all right. And I said, "Am I in ketoacidosis?" He said, "Oh, no. You're not in ketoacidosis." I said, "Then where's the problem?"
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy when you got to educate the doctors.
Yeah.
They're so regimented to the script that they got to stick to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just crazy.
Yeah.
So Hyla's in the house. So
Hey, Hyla.
Jason's in the house now.
Hey, Jason.
Let's see, who am I missed? Oh, Drunken Chef's here now as well. So the chef's here.
The chef's in the house. All right.
All right. So, and Tom was. Thank you so much, Tom. I really, really, truly appreciate that.
It all helps.
Means
It
a
all
lot.
helps.
So, Actually got some of the Drunken Chef spices, and I've been using it up. I really like them. They're pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good stuff. That's some good stuff. Now,
habanero one is.
Oh yeah, it'll light you up.
You got to wait till October. You got to wait till October, and you got to get the ghostly shake. He's got. Woo. Yeah, it's really good.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, Alan. I don't know. Are you cooking with it?
Yeah.
Or are you using it as an add-on later?
Well, no, we're cooking with it. So we actually made some. So the video I edited today. It was a day in eating, but we made some blackened salmon, and we used that on the salmon gingerly. So
see, I have the jalapeno, and I think I have the habanero too, if I'm not mistaken.
See, anyway. my wife likes to break my chops. Okay, I tell her I like hot stuff. Marie's very regimented, so Marie could be a great like a hospital cook. The same stuff every day. So one night she makes the cheese chips. So she'll cut up some jalapenos in there, okay, and put a little pork rinds in it, give it a little crispy, and then she'll shake on some of the hot stuff. Wow, Miss Happy, Miss Happy put on the habanero, the jalapeno, and the ghostly shake, okay, from Chef.
Oh wow!
And she dumped it. Yeah. Oh wow! I was like, whoa.
You feel it both ways, you know.
Yeah.
Going in and coming out.
Yeah.
Hyla, this is a iced coffee made with the Jobby coffee concentrate, and I never did like iced coffee before, but by golly, since I got this stuff, I like it. I like it a lot.
So Hyla is saying that we should be calling this the 3 keto dudes.
We're 3 caballeros.
Yeah.
But yes, I was going to tell you now. See, all right, Paige does not do spicy, not one bit. And so I didn't use it in cooking. And I was just putting it on mine afterwards, and I loved the flavor, and it gave me, the satisfaction there and all. So I went one day, she wasn't here, and I said, okay, I'll just use it in cooking. So I put it in my food, and I was cooking. I cooked with it, and I took a bite of it, and I'm like, whoa, I was like, whoo, that was a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't bad. It's just when I used it not cooking, it wasn't as intensified as it was cooking. The heat intensified a little bit, and I said, okay, I'm ready for it now. I can deal with it.
Yeah.
It wasn't a problem of dealing with it. It's just like, oh, I was not expecting that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I was kind of a little bit surprised taken from the first. Originally, he has that SPG on the front of it. I wasn't quite sure what that stood for, and it took me a minute to figure it out. The salt, pepper, garlic, and I was like, duh, but oh, sorry, Chef, but the bulb didn't go off in my head when I was, but yeah, it's good stuff. So I like seasoning food. So I think all three of us cook a lot. So when we talk about cooking, what's kind of some of your favorite things to cook, or what would you say to folks that are new to it, things that they could cook or should be cooking and looking at?
Well, my take on it is, naturally coming from the business, is cook. Learn to cook. Okay. That's the big thing. Don't rely on going to a box because it says keto on it or anything else like that. All right. So even if you're cooking hamburgers, okay, I mean, I grind up my own meat and stuff like that. Now, I know a lot of people don't have the equipment to do that. Okay. But you'll start learning that. You'll know exactly what's going into your food. Okay. I personally, well, I came from a seafood and Italian restaurant. Okay. Two different restaurants I worked at. So my downfall was pasta, breads. Okay. So, well, thanks to this, where you at over here? Thanks to this guy over here, one of his videos he put up about making the four ingredient pasta. Okay. So I'm working on that. I sort of perfected it a little bit. In fact, Sunday tomorrow, my video is about that. So I bought a pan for it, special for that, the whole bit. So I like to critique things. I like to change it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't turn out to be this doesn't taste like pasta. It's not pasta. Okay. You're making something different. You're making something new.
Yeah.
Okay. I give people the scenario as this. Back in the 60s and early 70s, okay, you had beer. Just beer. Okay. Then they come out with light beer. And then they come out with near beer, no alcohol. So that's what I try to put the analogy to. You know, you still have the taste or you still have the way of doing it, but it's different. It's healthier. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you can do better than that. I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know, I'm talking about Twin Brook Acres saying I need to follow the directions to make ice cubes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what you think. That's what you think, but it's.
Did you write it? Did you write it down in case you need to pass it on? Did you write?
Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, that's something that, because my wife's great at just throwing stuff together, and it's like we'll do it, and like we just did another video last week, the one we did on Tuesday. And it was kind of her throwing everything together. And it was like, well, did you write all this stuff down so we can figure out the macros? And, we want to put it on the website as well. When we did that Dijon chicken, it's like, she said, no, it's just, kind of a video I saw them on a regular video, not on a keto video, making Dijon chicken. And she said, I thought that would be great to convert that into a keto recipe. And I said, well, we got to write it down so that, because people are going to want to make that probably.
Mm-hmm.
So with that said, Alan, you did to me was, I'm going to give that a try.
Yeah.
This is what it's all about. It's not, no, I take off other people's way of, doing things. And I hope people do the same thing with me. You know what I mean? It's simple. It really is simple. Once you start seeing the results that you're getting, you know what? I don't need that cane no more. Okay. I don't need that little scooter no more. I can't wait for the pool to open to go, start swimming every day. And that was the furthest thing from my mind when I was a fat guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See, I'm with you on that. I love those aha moments. Aha, and the things that make you go, and you start thinking of possibilities and my wife, she'll say, do you constantly think about cooking? I said, pretty much.
I mean, I dream of cooking. I mean, I dream,
Yeah.
I watch a lot of videos, look at Pinster a lot, and
it's a curse. It's a curse.
Nope, I don't think it is, Mike. I think it's because we're feeling good. I mean,
but I do think, I think if you're new to it, you're not going to come out and start cooking a lot of complicated items. You want to do something simple, I guess. So, steak and vegetables or, eggs of some kind and bacon or.
We sort of reinvented the hamburger again. Because most people go to that and it's just not a frozen patty. So I make all my own. All right. And I won't season them. I'll just grind them, pack them. And then when I bring them out, then I'll let them thaw and then I'll play with them. I'll cut them in half, stuff them with cheese or, whatever you want to put into it. So it's like reinventing the wheel, but making you feel much better,
Yeah.
Like this nut down here. Okay. I'm watching him one day and he puts caraway seeds in a chaffle. I was like this. Look at this crazy son. Look at him. Look at him. Marie says to me, we're both watching, and Marie says to me, do we have any caraway seeds? She is up in the back somewhere. Next thing you know, she's in it. And I'm going to tell you, he was 100% right. They tasted fantastic. So, corned beef, baby.
It was amazing.
Ham and cheese.
That was for that truffle challenge that you did. And I said, okay, what sandwich do you miss that you really loved? And I said, Reuben sandwich, because you can put all the stuff on a chaffle, but without that rye bread flavor, it's still not a Reuben. It's still
Yeah.
So I said, what makes rye bread taste like rye bread? And I said, it's them dang caraway seeds. I said,
Yeah,
why
I
can't
mean,
I
it's
just add that to a chaffle and make it? Why can't I just do that?
It was almost like getting that email. Do this now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny how you think of things and just things come to, Oh, and really, I was watching, so is it Serious Keto Steve over there, and he was kind of saying that there's probably no recipe out there that hasn't been done. So it's just a matter of taking a recipe or finding something and making it your own and changing the recipe around and changing the ingredients a little bit. And
I think he's 100% right.
So,
it's just,
I mean, there's so many videos out there. There's so many websites. There's so many cookbooks. So it's.
I call it tweaking.
So stop and think about a restaurant. Okay, why do they have potatoes? Why do they have breads and stuff like that? It's a filler.
Yep.
Okay, because nobody would go there. Anybody who's eating a sad diet would not go there just to eat a steak. So they add all them other fillers in there. We just take it out, we tweak it, we put it a different way.
Yep.
So I think it's kind of fun.
And I think Jason's kind of right. So, a lot of times we get into this and we start baking stuff, we start making all kinds of stuff. And then you kind of, I know my diet has changed dramatically from when I started to where I am now. And now you're eating burgers and ground beef and you're eating a lot more simpler. And it's like, you're so afraid of missing out on stuff that you.
Oh, yeah. People, when you first start out, I'm telling you, you're going to think, I got to go out and buy all this stuff. You don't. You do not have to. Yeah. I learned this, and it's, go to the produce aisle, go to the meat aisle. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to get the fresh produce, afraid it'll go bad before you can eat it all, go to the frozen vegetables and get it there. Just stay away from the starchy stuff in the produce aisle. You could just don't get the potatoes and don't get the things like that. And stay away from the bread aisle. Just don't even go down it. Just don't. And if you want bread, tune into. There he is. That man right there. That man right there. That man right there has got making bread to an art.
Well, I wouldn't call it bread. It's egg whites, right? So
it's almost like an angel food cake, basically, what it is.
Are you putting meat and mayo in between the two slices?
It's a sandwich.
You put meat and mayo on there, right? It's a sandwich.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a spin off the cloud bread, right? I mean, the cloud bread was around in 15, 20 years ago, and I guess when Dr. Atkins was around, and that was a big thing when he was around, and so it's just a really new spin on that cloud bread, really. And
which I like.
People have gone, So,
Alan, let me ask you a question. If you do go off, you cheat a little bit or whatever, have something, how do you feel?
I feel crappy. So usually it gives me a headache. Usually I get aches, pains, and usually that next day or two I feel it. And if I'm doing it, and my problem is, for me anyway, is a lot of times when I weigh myself, I do it once a week, and I do generally track. But when I have a good week and I weigh in and I've lost a couple of pounds, then I say, hey, let's go out and celebrate, And
yeah, exactly.
Then the following week I gain it right back.
There you go.
Last weekend, I played with a band. In fact, I'm not going tonight because I got allergies and I'm not feeling that great. So, but last week we got done playing, and I said to Maria, "Come on, we'll stop at this other casino on the way home." It was almost like a late night type of thing.
Yeah.
So we had a couple drinks. Now I'll drink. I'll have some alcohol. I don't drink every day. I might drink a couple times a month, if that. Okay, because it affects me. Not
Yeah.
not any other way, but I can't do it like I used to.
Yeah.
So we had a few drinks and I said, let's go get something to eat. There's a place we go to in this casino. So I ordered a bacon cheeseburger. All right. Marie had a turkey bacon club. All right. So I said, I'll just say, normally I just order, I don't give any instructions to him, and I'll take it off the bun myself. I didn't do it this time. I ate the bun.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and I had some French fries. Now, I got to tell you, this is the first time going on 2 years that I've done something like that. All right. Got all done with that. I think had something to do with the alcohol. We go up to pay, and it's a cooler with all these pastries. I said, in for a penny, in for a pound. Okay, and I knew it. I was committing suicide with this. So we got 2 chocolate eclairs. Marie had a half of one, couldn't eat it. She said, oh, I can't do it. I ate one whole one. Alan, I'm telling you, in 20 minutes, okay, my blood sugar went through the roof. Massive headache, joint pain, the whole bit. I can't do it.
Yeah, it doesn't take long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last May, when we were in Las Vegas, we got there and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning when we got there because flights were delayed and whatnot. And so we get into the hotel and we're walking down to go to our room, and we had not eaten all day long and we were starving. And I said, oh, there's a Johnny Rockets and it's open. Let's go get us a burger. I said, we'll get it fixed right. And I get up there and I start ordering the burger and I tell them to hold the bun. Next thing I know, out of my mouth is coming and give me one of them large tater tots. And and basically said, are you serious? And I said, oh yes, I am so serious. I want them dang tater tots. I am getting those tater tots. I haven't eaten all day long, and by golly, I'm eating the tater tots. And I did, and the next day I was stiff, like Tom said. I was stiff and had it told on me, and I said, this is why you don't do it. This is why.
Yeah.
Took me 2 days.
And you know what? I also find that if I do it, and the more often I do it, the longer it takes me to get back into ketosis. Yeah. So if I do it once every 2 or 3 months, a day or two, I can feel I'm back into ketosis. If I do it like a couple weekends in a row, and it's usually just a meal, right? Like we go for dinner or something like that, and we'll have calamari or we'll have a dessert or something, right? But if I do it like a couple weekends in a row, it's like, then I notice it takes a week for me to get back in ketosis, even though I'm being strict. So, it's kind of, I don't know. And I can feel I think I can feel when I'm in ketosis. I don't know about you guys. How you
I can too. I can tell.
So,
I can tell.
I don't need any strips or anything else. I can feel that tingle and that energy and that surge. And
that's the thing right there, is the energy part of it. That was like, wow,
Yep. Now I'm going to tell you what, if you want to buy, if you're thinking, oh, I got to buy these strips to be able to know when I'm in it, you don't have to. You don't have to. If you want to, fine. But know this, once you have been in ketosis for a while, those strips are very inaccurate. They don't work worth a flip once you've been in ketosis for a while. Now, if you say, well, I want to know if I'm in it, I want to monitor it, I want to know. Well, then you got those blood meters that do test for ketosis, and they double for blood sugar and all as well.
So being a type 2 diabetic, okay, I used to test the strips all the time. So I don't test my blood sugar every day. I don't do it because if I'm eating clean, there's no need to. I go on how I feel. Okay. So what I'll do is once a week I'll hit it. Okay. And I'll know, because I go in and out of ketosis now. I'm at that point where ketones work, okay, and glucose works, okay. So they're in balance because your body produces both of them. You know what I mean? So when they're in balance and I'm feeling good, guess what? I don't have to check nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. And there, if you say, well, what signs are there besides that? I say, okay, well, guess what? Do you have a bit of a bad breath? You're in ketosis probably. Does your pee stink? You're in ketosis probably, or you had asparagus. Or you
you know what cracked me up with Alan was because I was thinking this and Alan said it, okay, on one of his shows. My hair, all right, I had a bald spot in the back, all right, and for me, because every night I would do some MCT oil. I stayed away from putting it in my coffee. I used to do it, but I just backed away from it for some reason. But at night, okay, I would use MCT oil because it's actually said it helps you sleep. Okay?
Yeah.
I've heard that. I've never tested it though.
That and a little bit of butter. Okay. So Marie says to me when I come out of the shower one day, Marie says to me, "Are you putting some in your hair?" No. What are you talking about? She said your bald spot's got hair growing in it. Holy crap. But now lately, I stopped with the MCT oil, but I'm going to go back into it again. All right. Because it was working for me. My skin was much clearer, wasn't dry. My hair all of a sudden now it gets flat. It'll go flat for some reason. I don't know why, what that has to do with it, but how you put your different things. But Alan said his hair was starting to grow back in it.
Yeah.
That
I started taking the MSM stuff, and that seemed to be one of the triggers for me was that, and that was off of Loving It on Keto. Harry and Wendy were doing it, and so I kind of took it from them, and and it was working pretty well. I actually went to a pill form versus the powder form, and it doesn't seem to do a whole lot for me. So I'm going back to the powder form now. I finished a bottle of what I had of the pills, and I'm going back. I would not suggest the now MSM.
Now I tell you what, folks, if you say, "Oh, I'm gonna do the MCT," or if you do the liquid, know that there's a fine line that you do not want to cross. So that you do not.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because if you cross it, it will keep you.
It'll make you look like a ballerina going across the dance floor.
Yeah, but the powder, it doesn't seem to do that.
Yeah.
I've not seen that happen with the powder, but that liquid, have you? Okay, let me equate it. Have any of you ever taken castor oil?
There you go.
It's got the same kind of effect. It's got and
be close to a restroom, right?
Yes, because I'm here to tell you, when I was growing up, if you said anything about feeling bad, you were getting a spoonful of castor oil shoved in your mouth.
So Challenging Kitchen's in here.
Hey,
so welcome on.
Hey, how you doing?
Rhonda.
Rhonda, good to see you.
Rhonda. Oh, okay. Hey, Rhonda.
She's got a great channel.
Oh, I love her channel.
I'll have to go over and check it out. I don't know.
So. Mike says hi.
So I take a teaspoon of the MTC oil and put it in my coffee every morning. I find if I go any stronger than it upsets my stomach a little bit, but a teaspoon is okay.
There you go.
So if I go more than that, it does upset my stomach.
Yep. That's that point of debarkation right there. Teaspoon is at that point. More than that, and you are entering. Oh God, what did I do, Lan? Oh God.
But in a way,
neither one of you guys track. I was gonna say neither one of you guys track macros or anything else, or
not officially. I do it in here.
Okay.
No, I don't. Not at all.
All right. So, Mike, when you do it, you kind of just do it. You're doing total carbs, and you're kind of looking at it and going.
I have a limit on total carbs. I try not to go over a certain amount. Okay. But I count more. I'm more concerned about the net carbs because I don't really worry about the fiber that much. But I don't I try to keep it under 40 net total carbs and 20 net carbs. But it's there's when I say I track, I know that when if I'm eating broccoli or cauliflower or green beans or Brussels sprouts, asparagus, all the vegetables that are great for you. Yeah. If I'm doing that, what's the point in me tracking those?
Yeah.
because those are not a problem. I'm telling you, you cannot eat enough. You will get so full before you will ever eat more than you are supposed to have of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I did track using the app and all like that for a couple of months. And I'm telling you, those were 2 of the most miserable months of my life.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'd be sitting there like, oh, I didn't put it in there. I got to do it. And I did it. And I'm like, man, it got to where I was saying, this is like work. This is
Yeah. Oh,
that's the whole idea. I mean, to keep it not to be work,
right.
To make it a little bit more enjoyable. And there, I guess I'm at the point now where we're just maintaining. Okay.
Yeah.
Now it's more of a lifestyle type of thing. But then I think back of how hard it was in the beginning. We made it hard for ourselves.
Yeah.
I can't have this. I can't have that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people usually jump in with both feet. I can't have that, and I'm going crazy. I had a friend of mine started keto, and 4 hours later, they turned around and sent me a message. Boy, these fat bombs are delicious.
Yeah.
Stop! What are you talking about? What are you doing? No. You got to go to boot camp first before you do anything.
Oh yeah, you ain't paid the dues yet. You ain't paid the dues.
So I had a lady send me an email stating that she is she thinks she has the keto flu and she is miserable. Okay.
Yeah.
And I said, but the end results are going to be glorious. You're going to have a feeling like you never had before in your life. I said, stick with it. Don't quit.
Mm-hmm. Well, I am living proof the keto flu is a real thing because I got sick as a dog with it. And for about 3 days. And then I found out about electrolytes. And then
salt.
That's what I did, salt. And I said, oh, yeah, that works, But even when you're getting your salt intake and things like that, you may still get cramps. You may still get them, and you just need to address them. And what I do is that TheraWorks. I actually did a video on it. That stuff is a miracle worker because when you're in the middle of a cramp, you got one thing on your mind: get rid of this cramp, and that's it.
Yeah.
And you spray it on there and rub it in, that cramp is gone.
Yeah. Yeah. And even like I take the magnesium because of the fact that at night sometimes it helps me sleep. First of all, somebody in one of these chats on one of the lives suggested it. I take it just before bed, and it's actually really has helped me a lot. And it also helps with the cramps. And that's why originally I started taking it. Not so much from keto, but when I was starting to work out, then I noticed it.
Hey, Michelle, I take it. I take it an hour before I go to bed, and also I take this other stuff that, believe it or not, I think helped me through the cancer stuff. It's from Canada, but also I take milk thistle, and the reason why I take milk thistle at night is because it actually helps your liver. Okay, especially if you have sugar. Or if you have back in the day, I would have a high carbohydrate, high sugar diet. I would take this milk thistle, and it would actually help filter my liver a little bit more. So there are 3 things I take at night, and then I take my supplements in the morning. I'll take I take vitamin D3. I ran out of zinc. I stopped taking that. I'm going to get back into that again. I take some C. I take oil of oregano. Now, people say, why do you take oil of oregano? So oil of oregano helps your microbiome, helps your gut, process stuff a little bit easier. Okay, it has a lot of help with that part of it. So, and then I take magnesium at night, and just one time a day. For a while there, I was taking it twice a day, but now I don't need it, being that I'm walking around and stuff. Getting around much better.
Yeah.
Alan, since
So-
you've been talking about how the magnesium has helped you sleep, I
Yeah.
started taking it right when I lay down to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And I had been doing it for 2 or 3 days, and I had not seen any results. And then the last 4 days, I slept better than I have slept in I don't know how long.
Yeah.
And
It
I'm
takes a little while to build up.
No, I kept taking
Okay.
it. I kept
Oh.
taking it, and I slept better the last 4 nights than I've slept in months.
Yeah.
And I'm
Alan,
like, wow.
Alan, we got to let people know that you got to take the magnesium glycinate, not the citrate.
Yeah, glycinate. Yeah. So
And-
that's what I take.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, the citrate, that's going to have an effect on you.
You don't
Now,
want
if
the
you
citrate
got
and
problems,
MCT.
now the citrate will help you. No, the citrate.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm a big fan of it. It wasn't somebody on one of these chats suggested it. I don't remember who it was, but somebody suggested it, and it's been, like I said, it took about, I'm going to say a half a week or a week to really start kicking in, and it's really not so much. I mean, I fall asleep faster now, but it's really when I get up in the middle of the night and go to the restroom and I come back, and I could not fall asleep before get back to sleep. Now
that's been my problem.
I'm
Right.
gone.
That's been my problem. Once I get up to go, I'm up, and I've gone back to the bed, and it's boom, I'm out again.
Yeah.
And I can live with
Michelle's
that.
at a bowling party. It must be somebody's birthday party or something.
Bowling.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't miss one of the kids' birthday.
Yeah. Rhonda, I don't take any calcium.
I don't either.
I just take the magnesium due to the fact because now with you guys with your coffee and stuff that you have, do you use half and half or heavy cream?
Depends on if the heavy cream is at a decent price.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of I know there's a lot of stuff about calcium, whether you should even be taking it or not. And,
right. Exactly.
Well, I took that stuff that Mike had said something about take some niacin or something to lower your cholesterol or something.
Yeah.
Boy, I'll tell you that had a really negative effect on me, boy. I'll tell you that.
Niacin.
That kicked my butt and I got a rash and
Oh, you got to start slow, Alan.
oh man. Well, it was a tablet. I bought a tablet and I took that tablet and I took it for like 3 days. And man, I'll tell you.
How many milligrams?
I don't know. Man,
Start off.
it didn't.
Start off.
Whatever
with
it was,
100,
it didn't like me.
Start off with 100 milligrams, and take it every day and then the next week you can up it to 200 milligrams, and you have to build up a tolerance. You will. I call it the prickly heat because you'll get this. It's like a reddening and a prickly effect that you get from it. And but I'm telling you, after about a week, it subsides and you're good to go. Your body adjusts to it.
Mike, you taking it to help lower your cholesterol? You said
it helps to keep it in check because my family has a hereditary issue with cholesterol.
What's your cholesterol?
It runs about 170 overall and about 100 LDL. And
go watch Ken Berry. Go watch Ken Berry, and he has a cardiologist on there. That doesn't mean anything anymore. 240 is where you want to be. Contradictory to everybody. Yeah. So you got to be careful. And they talk specifically about taking these supplements and stuff to lower your cholesterol. Your body makes cholesterol. So
see, because I got 2 blood things that are hereditary. I got gout. I can't do anything about it. It's hereditary. And some folks it's the diet. Me, I get it from my ancestry.
Yeah.
And the cholesterol. I
don't know if these guys are 100% right or not. Okay, but it's worth looking into.
All right, I'll look at it. I like Dr. Berry. He's a good. He's got some great stuff.
Yeah, he said, "What are you doing?" They're telling you stuff to keep you on medication. His words. So I'm sorry, Alan.
He's right.
Get off track there.
Yeah, that's all right. No, I was trying to answer Hyla's question. She was saying what brand I take. I just dropped a link for it in there, but it's a KLA Magnesium is the one I use anyway. It's off of Amazon that I buy. And
that's right. In fact, I just got one, 240 for $24.
Yeah, they're not super expensive, depending on what you consider, I guess. So yeah.
Now, Tom, you said you take oil of oregano. Do you make your own?
No. I probably could.
Because I've been told, I don't know, I got to research it further, but I've been told that you can mix extra virgin olive oil and oregano and let it sit. Just let it sit. And then you can actually, you can use the oil as an additive to stuff for medicinal purposes, and you can use it cooking. You can use both of them in cooking. It's multi-purpose.
Yeah. So when I do anything like that, when I infuse oils like that anymore, I don't use olive oil. I'll use the avocado oil.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because of the different taste. I got to tell you, this was told to me to go on this with the oil of oregano by a doctor. I was having gut issues and stuff like that, even before I started keto. And I tell you what, really, it has a lot of good medicinal properties to work with.
Yeah, I know my wife takes a teaspoon of olive oil and puts it in her tea. So
nothing wrong with that. Nothing.
It's supposed to really help. So I don't know that much about it, so I don't do that. I do use coconut oil or coconut oils, or the MTC oil, right? Is coconut oil.
That's also same thing. Yeah.
So
I love coconut oil. I like using it in cooking. I like to get the refined because it's you don't get that harsh. In some cases, the coconut oil, if you don't have it refined as refined coconut oil, what you're cooking with can take on a distinctive coconut flavor, and it may not be something you want to have a coconut flavor in.
I shave with coconut oil. I didn't use shaving cream. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take the coconut oil. Marie puts it in a little jar. My razor fits into it. Okay. I run the razor under hot water, put it into coconut oil, and put it on, and just shave. Boom, boom, really? Nice and clean. Skin feels good. I mean, after I shave and I go to the store, I have people chase me around the store, think I'm an Almond Joy, but but yeah, I use that. Marie uses it religiously. And
well, in that Vegas heat, I hope you don't spontaneously pop. Giant Tom Kernel.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, that's not keto, no?
No.
Yeah. I got questioned the other day, but some lady says, "You do that keto stuff, don't you?" Yeah. Well, is it working? She says, "Well, come to think of it now, I see it in your face." I'm thinking to myself, I must have had some friggin' melon head. She's seen it in my face. Holy crap. But
but you really can see it. And as you slim down, you go from that big round face to a much narrower face.
Oh yeah.
I said, if I ever went into an Oriental store, they'd call me many chins.
Yeah. Unfortunately, loose skin doesn't go away.
It don't. It sticks. I call them badges of honor.
Yeah.
Embrace them because you ain't gonna do nothing else with them.
Yeah. So let's talk a little about some of the successes that you've seen. We've talked a little bit about it already. I know, Tom, you had talked about 13 medications down to 3.
Yeah.
Maybe we could talk a little bit about that. I know, Mike, you've had some stuff going on as well. So
yeah,
I went to
the benefits.
I went to the point where Marie says the scale needs batteries. So tell the scale to get its own batteries. I ain't putting any in there. I don't go on the scale anymore. Okay. I know for a fact from when I went to the doctor, I'm 258. Okay. I've been there for a long time, but I went from size 50 pants down to size 40.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay. And different shirt sizes and stuff like that. That to me is, and getting the medication, because what they do is they chase you with the medications and stuff like that. So the success is that I used to have them little jazzy scooters, walked with a cane. All right. I had a hard time getting up in and out of the chair, in and out of the car. I'm just the typical old man. All right. I had a handicap sticker for my car. It's coming up in October. I'm not getting it. Don't need it. So that's my. And the other thing is I got to say this, for my wife who does not need to be doing keto, has nothing wrong with her. She lost 51 pounds. Okay.
Wow.
And she can do anything
Yeah,
she wants with
fantastic.
it. Okay. But yeah, I mean, it's great. It's just, I'm happy. I'm just happy to be here where I'm at and feeling good. That's
Yeah.
Well,
Well, you mind?
I'm glad you're off the scooter. I wouldn't like Tom going along on a scooter. Beep beep, get out of my way! Get out of my way!
You know, I can see him
I
doing that.
wasn't
You know?
on the scooter, but if I ever got a scooter, I'd be doing it. But I'd probably throw an expletive in there. Get out of my way, you! You know?
oh, I do.
Taking a cane and swatting him with it, you know, as you're
Oh
going.
yeah. All right. I was kind of the exception that I didn't have a lot wrong with me. I had the blood pressure and I had the cholesterol issues, but that was really, and the gout, but that was really it. I didn't have others. There was another thing, but it was I have a tumor on my pituitary, and I have to take medication for it, and it shrinks it. Right now, it's gone, but if I stop taking the meds, it's back. So, and it will make all of your other numbers go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, keto, keto won't do anything for that. That's just there. You know, no, they don't know what brings it on, but it'll happen. And but cholesterol has come under control with it, but I have to watch it because I do have a hereditary form of it, and the blood pressure, it's in great control. So those two things, you know, I do owe to keto. But as far as I didn't have the diabetes. I did have one doctor say, "Well, you are pre-diabetic," and I got to looking at it, and I was at a 5.5 A1C, and I said, 5.5 is pre-diabetic? And so I got to looking and researching it, and I was finding like Mayo Clinic and all these prestigious organizations that were saying 5.7 and 5.8 and above. That's when you're pre-diabetic, and I'm like. And I said, you call this pre-diabetic? Well, that's the going thing. I said, well, guess what? Mayo Clinic didn't catch up with your going thing. So he had me in his records as pre-diabetic, but so I'll say I was, but it's now 5.4, 5.3.
Yeah, good shape.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I was fortunate that I didn't have that issue, but I had a lot of joint issues.
Yeah.
A whole lot of them. And those are a whole lot better.
Yeah. So yeah. I'm to the point now where I hear people say, "Well, I'm in a stall. I don't know what to do. I got to do this and do that." Water, we're 90% water in our bodies. Okay, so water seeks its own level. So when you get rid of that stuff, I mean, I got some my stomach, my belly area. I got some hard areas there that I can feel are starting to get softer. So it took me 40 years to get where I'm at. So it's not going to happen overnight. Nice and easy, nice and. Alan, you were a big inspiration for me to get out walking and stuff like that. I enjoy watching you with your walks, and I'm waiting on them lemons from that, the lemon farm. But
I'll pick you some. I'll pick you some on Monday. All right.
Okay. Yeah. But I mean, it's nice to see other people that inspire other people, whether you know it or not. Okay. Yeah. That's the big kicker, right? Right there.
Yeah. So Sharon came in. She said she's first time on a YouTube live broadcast. So welcome, Sharon.
Welcome.
I appreciate you making this your first. I feel honored.
That's cool.
Hopefully you're finding it entertaining. So.
Well, I was doing a lot of walking and other stuff and exercise. And I had, since October of last year, I had been severely limited on doing that.
Yeah.
And Paige had a pacemaker put in, and we were in the emergency room for her to be admitted we were there for almost, I don't know, about 12 hours, I think it was.
Wow.
While they were waiting on a bed to open up. in actuality, they had plenty of beds. They just didn't have enough staff to man the beds that they had open. So they had to wait on one to open up that would be within the lines of the staff. So anyway, I was sitting in this chair there, and it was the most god-awfulest chair you ever had in your life. And it was my only choice of what to sit in there in the room there in the emergency room. And I was at St. Joseph's Hospital here in Atlanta with Paige, and I sat in it for that long, and when I got out of that chair and finally was able to not be in it, my back was so bad. It hurt I couldn't hardly bend over for like 3 weeks. That's how bad it hurt.
Wow.
And then it started getting better, and we went to New York, and I was fine there. But then I'll do something, bending over and picking stuff up and moving stuff like that, and I'll aggravate it all over again, and I'm back where I was.
Yeah.
So
have you gone to a chiropractor or anything and looked at that, or no?
I have not. I might ought to. I don't want an orthopedist because I don't want to. I'm not wanting a shot. I'd rather heal it naturally, because in my life I have never had a back problem until then. That was the first time I'd ever had a back problem.
So I had it. Me and Alan, before we went live, we were talking about, and I noticed something. And I asked Alan the same thing. I haven't been sick since I've been doing it. I haven't been sick in a long time, other than I had COVID twice, but that went quick.
Yeah,
I haven't either.
So but I haven't been sick. I mean, with common cold or anything like that, other than like today, I have little allergy problems, but it has a lot to do with it. I'm that's my way of thinking about it.
Yeah.
I've had the allergy problems. I've had, I think I had COVID back in March, early March of 2020. I got really sick, and I got tested for flu, but it was negative. And I mean, it was bad, and lasted about a week and a half, 2 weeks. And then I was out of it. And like 2 months or a month, 2 weeks to a month later, they start talking about the COVID. And I said, by golly, I had that dang COVID, I'll bet you money.
Yeah. I think we had it at the end or the beginning of, the beginning of 2021. It had kind of died down for a period of time. Then, of course, the holidays come up, and we said, oh, well, there isn't that much case. We're going to go to Vegas and bring in the New Year's and celebrate with 10,000, or I should say, probably 100,000 other folks out on, and then we came back and we had it, not surprised. So Sharon did say that she loves the concept of a carnivore lifestyle, but finding it tough to eat the correct amount of meats. Her favorite is the ribeye steak. Now, have you guys played around with carnivore or looked at carnivore or any kind of the other diet versions of it?
Yeah, I did 6 months of carnivore, and it was good. But you know what? I was saying ribeyes again, that type of thing. I would have my eggs there again, but I was eating one time a day. It worked because what happened was it's an elimination diet, elimination lifestyle. Shouldn't say it a diet, okay? And I cut out all this stuff, and then I gradually started bringing other things back in to see what was my problem, and it helps like that. More than likely, throughout the week, there's not one meal that I have without meat. I'll have meat, but I got to say one thing also about that. I went for a week with chicken only. Okay, my blood sugar went up. It spiked because of the protein. Just protein
can do it. Protein can do it.
No protein, no fat, protein. So what I did was I went. I still have chicken, but I'll have bone-in, skin on. Okay, and then I'll have my my regular meats and stuff like that, and everything seems to level off. But I did do it, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah,
I have had carnivore meals, and
Yeah.
I'll even string together 3 or 4 in a row. But as far as going to carnivore, no, I haven't done it really.
Yeah.
I have thought
never
about
done Yeah. I've never done a full blown carnivore because I guess I do. I'm kind of like, well, I eat mostly some kind of meat product. I would say 85 to 90% of my diet is meat. And then it's half a cup or a cup of vegetables every day or something like that, or some berries mixed in. But I kind of like that variety a little bit. And now I do track total carbs too. So it kind of really helps me a lot, say, hey, I'm not going to eat these snacks or eat this or eat that.
Mhm.
And so it does help me limit some of it. So now I like the tracking total carbs. And I know, Tom, you're not a big fan of them. I'm not sure about Mike, but the new keto chows that are coming out they've really cut back way back on the acacia gum and stuff. So now the carbs are a lot lower. So like the new flavors are coming out are like 3 or 4 total carbs versus 8 carbs.
Huh.
So it's a lot easier for me to fit them into my diet. But then again, for me, it's a meal replacement. So it's not a snack. You're going to replace a meal with it, not a snack. And it's for every once in a while. I went to the dentist yesterday and I took one to work with me yesterday because I was going to the dentist. Just a cleaning, but I wasn't sure how I was going to feel after. So I took one to work with me. And that's the first one I probably had in 2 or 3 weeks. So
Yeah.
Well, I have some ice cream.
Did it affect the taste when they took the acacia gum and all out?
No, that's why they're reducing it. So all the new flavors are going to have less in them. So
did they stay? I know that if you let them sit, they thicken up.
Yeah. No, it's still the same. It hasn't affected them one way or another. They found out it didn't affect them.
Hey, that's good. That's good. And Sharon says she made a 3-ingredient egg muffin, whole eggs, crumbled bacon, and mozzarella cheese. There you go. That's the way to do it right there. And let me tell you a way to try that. Take pepperoni and line your muffin, the little muffin hole with the pepperoni, and make it like a flower shape coming out of it where it's the bottom, and then put that egg and that cheese in there and let it bake like that. Ooh, that's so good.
Yeah.
The thing with keto chow or any of that stuff like that, I'm not quite sure the ingredients in it, and I don't know how that would affect people. It's still a process.
Yeah.
So that's my on it, and
Yeah. And I mean it's really it's really up to the individual choice. So right. So many people
right.
Yeah. Don't want the prepackaged keto products. And if you do use them, you have to be very, very careful because it's a slippery slope.
Boy, is it ever. If it says keto friendly on the box, and chances are real good it is not.
And see that's a good way to, if you're doing carnivore, okay, strictly, and then try using some of that kind of stuff like that. Now I'm not saying it's bad or anything like that. I just would question it, and then try using that stuff, and you can see if you have gut issues and stuff.
Yeah, and they are trying to come out now. They actually have 2 flavors now, two versions. One that has no sweetener whatsoever in it, and it's made with beef protein instead of a milk protein. Mm-hmm. And then they have one that's with stevia and a beef protein. So they're changing the formula around a little bit to try to change it so that the different folks that are doing different lifestyles. So people that have trouble with milk, now could try the beef protein and try that one. And again, if some of the other ingredients like the acacia gum and the fiber and stuff like that bothers you. Now, again, I count total carbs, so I don't minus fiber. And I know a lot of people do, because that's to me, net carbs was something that was invented by the food industry to sell you stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of like them telling you sugar is good. So you got to be really careful with the whole net carbs thing. It's a really slippery slope. So.
and also no added sugars and stuff like that. And the first thing you see is xanthan gum. Okay. Xanthan gum is a derivative, is a carbohydrate from sugar. That should tell you the whole.
In order to break this stall, I have I have strongly considered, and I may end up doing it, going to total carbs.
Yeah. You know, the thing of it is, you can try it for a couple of weeks, and if it doesn't work, then you just go back to what you were doing, right?
Yeah,
It
could be. Yeah, it could be a number of things. It could be not enough exercise. It could be because you have to move.
Yeah. Oh yeah, boy, how did you ever?
You have to get around. You have to start, especially as we're getting older. Okay, nothing stops time. Nothing. So, but the lifestyle we're leading right here is helping us go a little bit longer into our lifestyles. Much easier than being a couch potato and eating 3 bags of potato chips watching reruns.
Yeah. Well, and it's weird because before I would want to sit down and just sit and watch TV all the time, and now it's like more like I want to get up and go do something. I don't want to. You want? I want to go for a walk, or I want to, go do something, and just not sit around. Not that I don't mind doing that every once in a while. I do have my veg days, but I like to get away from my desk at work and walk out and on the shop floor and walk around and see what's going on.
People ask me a lot of questions about, do I do intermittent fasting? Okay, I do, but I do it unconsciously. You know what I mean? I don't work at it. I know when I'm hungry and I know when I'm not. So that's my intermittent fasting. You know what I mean? I guess my whole concept is, don't make it hard on yourself. Make it easy.
Yeah.
Well, hey, that's the thing. Eat when you're hungry. Don't eat when you're bored.
Yeah. Sharon's kind of saying, especially when the keto word keto is in capital letters on a product, it's probably not keto.
Probably not. Probably not. Now, sometimes I'll get some things that I don't normally eat or consume in any way, so I can test them on the channel for those people who do it. So, and I don't repeat by them. And if they're good, I'll tell you they're good. If they're bad, I'll tell you they're bad. And whether or not and what the shortcomings of it is, and what the other things are, like I bought some Magic Spoon cereal to try. I did have a bowl just to see what it was like, and it was a cinnamon roll.
Yeah,
I'm here to tell you that was good. It was really good. So I'm gonna do a video on it and show folks it.
Yeah, Magic Spoon is probably one of the better ones, but they're very sweet. So if sweeteners trigger you, it's probably something you want to stay away from. But if it doesn't,
and that's what I'll point that out in the video. I said and when I do the video, I haven't shot it yet. I'm gonna do it. Might do it this evening. Or I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do it this weekend, but because I just bought it and I just had a little bit to try.
So we're at about the hour 15 mark. So I'm gonna probably end this pretty soon here. So before we go though, you guys have talk a little bit about your channels, what's going on with your channels, upcoming things. I know the two of you do a live every Wednesday at 3:00 my time, which is 6:00 East Coast time.
Well, so sometimes it's live, sometimes it's recorded live, sometimes it's
So go over there and check out that live on Wednesdays at 3:00. That would be cool. Generally, I try to do it. I'm still generally at work when I'm trying to. So it depends on what I'm doing at work, if I can get on or not.
It's 3:00 Pacific and 6:00 Eastern time.
So, so what else is going on with your channel? So,
my channel has been growing pretty good. I'm pretty content with what's going on. My channel, I try to cook. I'm going to try to start doing some live cooks. Okay. Simple stuff, and give that a whirl. But mine is just taking basic food and making it low carb, keto, whatever. I do everything probably from scratch. I'll make my own burgers. I'll grind up meats. I'll buy bulk meats, trim them all up and stuff like that. So it does have. I had a couple people tell me, drop the keto from your channel and you do much better. Well, that's not what I'm here for.
Exactly.
I'm here to do this, and with support from from everybody basically that's in the chat and you guys. That's how I became with me and Mike, because we were both basically the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So I cook, he cooks different, you cook different, but that's the gravity that brings everybody else together with it. So yeah, it's I mean, it's not the fastest growing thing, but I tell you what, I enjoy doing it, and that's the key. I'm having fun doing it, and I met a lot of great people like you guys. Yeah.
Well,
now are you doing other live streams? Are you releasing when you release your videos? Do you have a schedule or anything, or no?
Yeah, what I do is I try to bank them. I'll try to do in a week's time. I'll make 4 or 5 videos, edit them up, and then I'll stack them on YouTube with different dates. So right now I'm just about getting into middle of May.
Yeah.
With different stuff, and I'm trying to change it up a little bit, trying to be a little bit more light on it. I don't do any more lives. I was on a live last night for a little bit, but from people I haven't seen in a long time. Lives like this are great. Okay. Lives where people just sit around and throw the bowl is not meaningful for anybody.
I don't. Yeah.
So this has to me has meaning that people say, hey, you know what? I'll give it a try. These guys seem to be doing all right with it and stuff like that. So that's basically where I'm at with it. But,
all right. What's going on with you, Mike? Oh, go
well,
ahead. Sorry.
No. Okay.
I haven't done a lot of cooking lately because we have had real life has been kicking my backside, and I got to get back into doing the cooking, but I've been trying to put videos out still, and that's why you saw the egg salad that I made with some deviled eggs, or not deviled eggs, pickled eggs, things like that. But I want to get back into the cooking. I haven't been cooking like I usually do. We've been eating the keto, but I've not done the more elaborate meals that I usually do, where I and the way I usually do it. But I'm gonna get back into that, and because real life seems to be kind of calming down for us right now.
All right.
And so I try to put out videos, 3 videos a week, in addition to the live that we do. So that's, and then I throw in some shorts periodically during the week when I have time to upload one. My schedule, I stay busy a lot because, well, if for anybody that doesn't know, my wife has Alzheimer's and is type 1 diabetic. She has a special needs brother, and her mother is in a retirement home, and I do a lot for her mother as well. So I do a ton of stuff, and and generally when I cook, sometimes it's just for us, but there's several times that it'll be where I take her food as well. And so, that's, I do her grocery shopping. I do her laundry. There's a lot of things, that I do, and it takes up a lot of time. And so I try to keep as much going toward, keeping the channel going. Sometimes, and I love doing it. I'm still loving doing YouTube. And I've always said, as soon as it's not fun anymore, I won't do it anymore. But it's still fun, so I'm doing it. And I love the people that I've met. Man, I've told you this, Alan. You're one of the biggest reasons. You and Matt Troyce, y'all convinced me to put content out. You on your videos. When you'd run your contest, what kind of hat am I wearing? And and you'll put it at the end of the video, and I would know what your hat was, and that you had on at the beginning, and I'd put it in there, and you'd say, I'll give you a shout out, and you'd say, I don't think he has content, which I don't understand why. Why don't you do some content, Mike? Yeah, do it. And so that and talking with Matt online, he would say, you got a lot of great ideas for food. You need to do content. And I started
Matt's
doing
really
it.
good.
Yeah. And Matt's great. And I think he can bench press a small truck. I think because he's got some muscles on him. But I have a question for both of y'all. Now you're right there where it's at, Tom. the keto thing that they do in Vegas is coming up in September.
Mm-hmm.
Are y'all got any interest in being there?
I do.
How about you, Alan?
The keto thing coming up. When is it?
September in Vegas.
Where?
In Vegas.
I thought it was October.
Maybe it is October. I thought it was September.
Yeah.
But it's.
I don't know. We haven't decided yet because we got some other stuff going on in October. So it's kind of, we're gonna look around at some different things to. Sorry about that. I was trying to pull up Mike's channel to drop his link. It's hard to do two things at once.
Heck, I understand. I appreciate it.
I will put everybody. I'll put these links down below for everybody too. So
thank you.
After the live, but to the the KetoCon is going on this weekend in Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
I
didn't know anything about that until somebody asked me.
Yeah, my intent was to go, but again, my wife and I were kind of thinking that we may. Right now, we're going to Myrtle Beach for a week in October.
Okay.
So it kind of depends on when that falls, and then we'll kind of take a look at it and kind of assess it. But I would like to go. Last year I got offered tickets for free to go, and then of course they canceled it, or I didn't cancel, they delayed it. Right, that's what they said. Yeah. Delayed it until next year.
Yeah.
So I actually got offered tickets to go to KetoCon too, for free, but other stuff's going on in my personal life that wasn't going to allow my wife and I to go away this weekend either. So, but I do intend to go to some of them. There's a bunch of them that are up there. There's one, I know there's a low carb one in San Diego, which is pretty close, as well as the Vegas one. There's also the one up in, I think it's Kentucky, Ketopalooza.
Yeah.
That's up there.
Indiana, I think Indiana, isn't it?
It's in Louisville. I think it's in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah,
the ones up there in
one is in Louisville.
Yeah,
the one in Indiana is a pretty small, 40-50 people getting together.
Right,
smaller local folks.
Keto meetup,
pretty big.
I call it.
Yeah, it's a pretty big.
Yeah,
pretty big one.
And I'll go to the Vegas one. I'll probably get plummeted. You know, the one that gets stoned with keto chow bags.
Keto chow is going to be there.
Yeah, they will be there.
Already.
They're one of the sponsors.
Be there. Yeah. And I'm thinking I might go to the one in Vegas. It's right around my birthday. We might just plan on it being a trip as far as birthday type thing. And
get ready. Get ready.
So I'm and it's what is it? It's Tuscany Hotel and Casino.
Yep.
That's where it is.
Great place.
Okay. Is that where you've been playing?
Yeah. No, I'm out in the past, but there is a place that had the Tuscany does have music there and stuff. They have great
and I think it's like 3 days too, where most of them are usually 1 or 2 days. It's like 3 days. It's pretty.
It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, as I understand it. And
so
if I looked
actually, I hate that, but the guy from that runs Keto Chow actually has a low carb conventions or something like that. He has a website that has all of the convention stuff coming up for any kind of low carb or keto. I know there's a low carb cruise that's going to happen. I think it happens next month in May or June. There's a ton of them. I know, like Maria Emmerich has like, a week in Bali or something like that, with her cooking and spending a week with Maria Emmerich and in Bali. She does a week in Italy too, or something like that. So if you want to spend $10,000, $15,000 and go learn how to cook with Maria Emmerich.
You talk about really playing to the low carb. I'm in Italy.
Yeah. Well,
is that even possible? Is that?
I don't know. She's one of the she's been around the low carb keto world for 20 some years. She's been cooking for Holly Berry and everything else. So it's, she's the one that came up with that egg white bread and all that stuff. So she's an amazing cook. All right.
Try to get that. Hey, Tom, can you imagine trying to get a pass off an egg life wrap as a noodle in Italy?
Hey, I did, Mike, I am going to split that 50 cents with you.
All right.
I got another coupon, 50 cents.
Yeah.
All right.
So I don't know if everybody liked this new time or anything else. For me, it's for the summertime. I'm going to do this throughout the summer. My lives are going to be on Saturdays at 11, just because of the fact, like next weekend, we have something to do in the evening at 7 o'clock. It's downtown LA. The other one, by the time you get done with it, then LA is not that far from me. But man, I'll tell you, the 40 miles takes you 2 to 3 hours to drive it here.
405.
Yeah, they don't. You don't measure distance here in Atlanta.
So it's
in Atlanta. We don't measure distance by miles. We measure by minutes.
And you no matter what day of the week it is, you got to look and see what the traffic is doing, and an accident to kill it. So I'm going to continue this next month to do the 3 videos on Sunday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. I'm going to see how it goes. I have not. I actually noticed at first it was really good, and then it's kind of fallen off a little bit. And I don't know whether it's because of the time or something else going on. Maybe it's summertime and people are getting out more or something and not watching YouTube as much. I don't know. But I was thinking about going back to Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, but I don't know.
That's what I've been doing. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays with an occasional another one thrown in. Like I put one out today, but that was part of a collaboration. Yeah.
Well, YouTube says that this is the biggest. Sunday is the biggest day of the week that folks that watch my channel are online. So that's why I kind of went to Sunday to try to get it out there. But
maybe I need to do a Sunday instead.
I do Wednesdays, Sundays, and I'm going to start throwing in some lives on Friday. We do Wednesdays every week, live, but my videos are Wednesdays, and I've been doing shorts every day. I'm backing off of that because it's. I mean, yesterday I wanted to commit suicide because of the freaking the problems I had with the Wi-Fi and stuff like that. So it's pressure. No, I don't want no pressure. So
that it is.
Yeah, I want to do a live. I want to do a live cook. I just got to figure out how I'm going to do it. I've got stumbling blocks on how I'm going to do it. I got to get past those.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that's stopping me from doing it. Once I can get that figured out, I'm on it.
Yeah. Alan, I know you want to go. I know you want to go, but I'm going to say one thing. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you for your support. Okay.
Very much. Yes.
Every time I put something up, Alan's there.
Yep.
Whatever thumbs up, whatever he does, he's a great supporter. So I wish people would support him a little bit more also.
Please.
Please thank you so much.
Yeah, I consider you a friend. I consider you a good friend. So
you are a very good friend, Alan.
Yeah.
And I wore this in your honor.
Celtics need to do a little better last night than they did, though.
I'm catching grief.
Well, the Bruins are kicking butt right now, so.
Yeah, they might win the Stanley.
Yeah. But we'll see how the Red Sox, they're not, they're kind of, we'll see.
Yeah, they're having a bit of a downtime, but I saw them in spring training. I saw a game with them in spring training.
Yeah.
It was good.
All right, guys. So let's say, hey, I appreciate you guys coming on. I really, really do. I love your show. I love watching both your channels. Hey, everybody that's on here, if you go over there, everybody supports everybody here. So go over there and check out Hyla's channel and Meg's channel and Jason's channel and whoever else, Challenging Kitchen's channel. Go over there and check out all those channels. There's some really, really great supporters here. Great way to do that is put a comment down in the comment section after the live, because I know once the live guns, I'm not sure if people will go in and check the chats. So it's a good thing to go put a comment down in the comments, and then people can go down there and check out your channels as well. So don't forget to hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channels again. So you guys are awesome.
You are too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I've had a blast.
Have
Yeah.
a great weekend.
I
You
wish
too.
y'all too.